Warning: the opinions expressed in the following program are that of the host and or guest. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Complex Networks, Yahoo Sports, its affiliates, or any employee thereof. This show may contain adult humor and profanity and may not be suitable for general audiences. Now that we got all that corporate bullshit out the way, let's start the show.
It's Where You From, starring the lovable Marcus Peters.
Hey babe, how was your day?
Where you from, homie?
Hi sweetie, did you finish your homework?
Well, I was hoping Daddy can help me with it after dinner.
Where you from, homie?
Marcus, your dad needs to sit down.
Where you from, homie?
Oh, Marcus.
Oh, shit.
Where are you from, homie? I guess Marcus Peter works for the census or something. All right, we'll get into that a little bit later. This, of course, is Mostly Football, the only NFL pregame show with guys who don't sit around a glass table wearing uncomfortable suits. Alongside the Super Bowl champ, Martellus Bennett, and comedian James Davis, who's got a special dropping on January 11th on Comedy Central. I'm Ben Lyons, and welcome to a holiday edition of Mostly Football. And we've got this place tricked out. Every holiday is represented. Hanukkah's in the building. Shout out to Kwanzaa. Christmas is in the house. And, of course, happy 420, everybody. How you feeling about our holiday set here today, Martellus? Movie quality?
Actually, I do like it. It's very festive. I walked in, and the only thing I could think of, like, later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire.
So, yeah.
Walking around, singing my song, walking into winter wonderland. She'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're
All right, big show today. Big show today.
First of all, we can't afford that song.
Yeah, I was about to say, we don't, this is,
Second of all, I want whatever Christmas tree you smoked before this show started, because your vibe is incredible right now, man. Look at Marty, man. He's got an aura, man.
Christmas
look at you,
Marty.
bro.
Christmas Marty.
Christmas Marty, man.
Big show today. Former wide receiver with the Browns and the Bengals, Andrew Hawkins is going to be joining us, as well as comedian Sydney Castillo. He's hanging out on the show. He'll be with us for How Many Fucks, also on tap. The Chargers went to KC and stunned the Chiefs. Is this the LA team that's destined for the Super Bowl? I hope not. Plus, 2 weeks in a row, Tom Brady's looked rather mortal. Marty will tell us what's wrong with TB12, and we'll learn some things about WWE superstar John Cena.
My spirit animal is passion fruit because I'm a passionate dude, and no one's ever said passion fruit before. Score!
Awkward transition. Mental health's been front and center as of late. It's been a news topic, of course, across pop culture, from Kanye West and Pete Davidson. Now, once again, Josh Gordon, Patriots wide receiver, announced today that he's stepping away from football to focus on his mental health. The news comes amid reports Gordon is facing an indefinite suspension for substance abuse violations. The extremely talented wide receiver has struggled, of course, throughout the past 2 seasons, being suspended, and he only played in 10 games between 2014 and 2018. Obviously, there's a ton of compassion for a dude who's going through it, facing his demons and fighting them. But Marty, I mean, talk to me about this drug suspension and the impossibility of it, and if that changes sort of the optics around him walking away from the game.
I mean, mental health is there's a form of PTSD that happens when you leave the game. Like, your identity gets so caught up in football, you become it, that you never think of guys, these gladiators, the last gladiators, as having mental struggles. But from people always talk like what we're doing right now, we just added to the mental struggle. You know, there's millions of people tweeting you, talking to you, and you're going through struggles, and you have to go through it publicly. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, people get to go through their struggles in the privacy of their home, but the struggles of these athletes are put at the forefront, or these celebrities are put at the forefront of the world to either add on to it. You know, somebody's like, oh, they support you, but like that's like one of those things where you should give a guy privacy and let him go through what he needs to go through and get.
But not talking about Josh specifically in his case, but just the idea of 3 guys hanging out talking football and addressing mental health. Doesn't that work towards maybe taking away some of the social stigmas around it and maybe make people feel more comfortable saying that they have problems in this space?
I think so. I think it's a conversation. Like, you got to be able to have a conversation. You got to be a safe space where you can come to a friend and be like, look, man, I'm not in a real good mental place. and to have someone you could trust and talk to. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the whole idea is that what is mental health is different for every single person. You know, so I mean, for me, I just want to get healthy. Like, you could look all physical, built like Tarzan, real muscles on your neck, muscles on your shoulder. Even your ears have muscle. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that controls it all, the brain, it cannot be as strong as the rest of the body. So that's something that you got to go out and work on and train.
You working on your ear muscles?
Boy, I just did my ear ups. I did my ear ups this morning. You got to wake up and it's very strenuous. Sometimes I need a spot for my trainer. But as far as the subject, it's tough because as a comedian, I want to be like, okay, yeah, mental health, but bruh, you also got caught up with some drugs and like you're trying to maybe use this as a scapegoat. But in that's me judging, and that's the way a lot of people are gonna look at this and judge from the outside as if they're perfect and they don't go through their own struggles. So I think it's also on everybody to check themselves when they want to sometimes toss the mental health discussion to the side and just say, no, that guy's not going through mental health. He just has issues he has to deal with. But we all have mental health issues. Everybody is constantly working on their mental health. So
yeah, but mental health is, I don't think mental health goes through like your daily struggle. Like, yeah.
I'm not saying everybody struggles, but they have issues. I mean, a healthy person has to, control their thoughts. We are all in control of our thoughts, or dealing with our thoughts, managing our thoughts, and that is mental health. So everybody in some way or another is involved in their own mental health. But I'm not saying everybody is like walking around depressed. I'm not saying that, like everybody's sad, but we all are working through our own mental issues. I mean, with you, sometimes I get like, I'm like, my mental health gets like, cause like you're like a big personality and it's like, how do I balance my comedy and your confidence, and like you're so bigger than me because you could beat me up, but like I'm still a great comedian, and it's like I leave the show sometimes like, was I a bitch today? Like, it's like, everybody has their mental struggles,
I just want to see how long he could go on that rant. I'm just letting him go, because the Patriots, they're dealing with this Josh Gordon story, but they're also dealing with some stories on the field, and that's TB12, who's looked rather off as of late. It hurt him a lot against the Steelers, obviously. Big Ben threw a couple of TDs, and Pittsburgh stopped New England twice in the red zone in the fourth quarter, including a costly pick for Brady. And the Steelers beat the Pats for the first time since 2011. The rivalry alive. 2 weeks in a row now, Tommy's made un-Brady-like mistakes. It's obviously going to hurt losing a deep threat like Josh Gordon. But Marty, is Father Time finally catching up with the greatest of all time?
Nah, I think that it comes to a point where everybody, no matter how great you are, you look at throughout the league, it's like, you get to a point where sometimes you try to do too much. And I think Tom is a guy who usually lets his game come to him and just kind of picks you apart like that. So sometimes I think he feels like he's just trying to do a little bit more, With Gronk not as healthy as he is, trying to make plays, he tried to make more plays instead of letting the plays happen for him sometimes. But I would never, he threw 2 picks in the first half of the Super Bowl, and I'm sitting here Super Bowl champ right now, so.
So he might be able to still figure it out. But, I mean, no Brandon Cooks over the top, obviously let him go, and now Josh Gordon out and Gronk not the same. Like, he doesn't have the weapons at his disposal, and I don't know, maybe you blame Belichick a little bit for not kind of, drafting a wide receiver of note other than Edelman over the last 10 years, or I don't know, maybe give the greatest of all time something to work with here.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely is, working without ammunition this year, so I'm not ready to count him out. I mean, I'm sure Giselle wants him home, I'm sure she wants to, her baby daddy just hanging around, eating vegan meals and raising the kids, but
wearing Uggs casually on a Sunday off in January,
kissing his son in the lips. But besides that, I feel like he still has some more football in him.
Well, it was the first win for the Steelers against the Pats since 2011, and they were definitely feeling themselves before the game. Juju Smith-Schuster got his tailgate on before heading to the locker room. I don't know, expect professional athletes to be tailgating, and I haven't seen that too often. What do guys eat before games, Marty? What was your pregame meal?
I didn't eat before games. I just like to have that hunger in my stomach.
Wait, what?
I didn't eat before games.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
do other guys eat stuff? Like, do you guys have
some
big
guys
pregame
eat.
meals? Most guys aren't eating hot dogs in the parking lot with fans.
If it's a 12 o'clock game, I'm definitely not eating. If it's a late game, I probably eat around 12 o'clock and then play at 8. But it's just like sometimes you just never know what. The one thing you just never know what food's gonna do to your stomach. You don't want to end up with the shits. You don't end up just like having a stomach ache. So I'd just rather do without.
Bubble guts.
If I do eat anything, it's just a PB&J.
I mean, we have Chick-fil-A before the show, and I've never had a bubble guts issue. So
yeah,
just wanted to
big
put that out
production
there.
here at Mostly Football. Well, the Eagles prove they've got a little end-of-season magic left in the tank. Eagles fans, you've seen this December movie before. Nick Foles comes in for an injured Carson Wentz and rallies the birds, and they go all the way on to fans eating horse shit in the streets. Sunday, it was the 30-23 upset of the Rams in L.A. Marty, do the Eagles give a blueprint to the rest of the league on how to beat our Rams?
Our Rams, your Rams.
Our Rams. Our Rams.
James is a fan of half the NFL teams.
Our Rams. No, I don't think that's a blueprint. I think they play better than them that game. They've lost. It's not like they were undefeated when they went in there. You know, they lost the game, but like they went over the top a lot. They was able to make some big plays, and those are I don't really see them like sustaining drives throughout their game, but they were able to make some big plays. And that's what Nick Foles has been able to do when he comes in. He takes more shots. Like you see less of Zach Ertz and more of Alshon Jeffrey because Nick likes to throw the ball down the field. And Carson was dinking and dunking. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to get points when you're dinking and dunking all the time because you can't dink and dunk in the end zone. So they've been taking a lot of shots over in the red zone. So they took a lot of shots over the top and was able to make some big plays to make up for their inability to sustain a drive.
Well, the magic at the Coliseum, you know, when YG's out there and everybody's there, like that seems like, I don't know,
Let
another
me just tell you this.
ago.
The Coliseum fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible football experience. That was like one of my first times actually like going to a game. If that's what it's like, I don't know why anyone wants to attend. The food is terrible. The people were like, what the fuck? And then it was just a terrible experience. They need to just demolish that place.
And build a new stadium?
Yes.
They're on top of that.
Yeah.
Some fans started jawing at Marcus Peters, the Rams cornerback, the other night at the game. Not a dude who's going to exactly pretend like he didn't hear you. Roll it.
Where you from, homie? Where you from? Yeah, square ass. Talk that shit now. Fuck you, man. Where you from, homie? Where you from? Where you from?
Weird, too, because it was Marcus Peters' bobblehead night at the stadium, so a little uncomfortable that night. But
That was not uncomfortable for me. That just felt like home. It just felt like my South Central experience growing up. And honestly, if you're going to talk shit to a grown-ass professional football player, then you might get ran up on. And I just love the way he just strolled up like a real gangster would with a strong, fast stride. It wasn't like a should I. He was about to go up there and check him, and the staff was trying to hold him back, but Marcus Peters was about to crip walk, play some Nipsey Hussle, and just beat up everybody that night.
I don't have an issue with this. Every once in a while, you got to cuss a motherfucker out. People be shouting all kinds of crazy shit, saying all crazy things. My little sister almost got in a fight at the stadium because people were talking crazy to her. And then it was just like, why? Like, just keep walking. Like, but if you want to talk shit, and someone talks shit back to you, like, why did no one go address that fan?
yeah, I mean, the fan obviously had to say something in order for Marcus
and he shut the fuck up
the sideline and walk over to him.
And he shut the fuck up
Yeah,
because every once in a while you got to check on these motherfuckers. I ain't the one for you to be talking all this shit to. My hands still hurt from slapping motherfuckers.
Is there a story where you had to check a motherfucker?
I've checked motherfuckers all the time, whether it's a teammate or a player or someone in the stands.
In the stands. Give me an example of in the stands.
Well, you have motherfuckers. I mean, I'm not going to incriminate myself on television. I've watched First 48 several times.
James Davis, the interrogator.
Goddamn,
My bad,
man. Eyes on me like that, bro.
I'm just trying to create great TV.
Yeah, nah. There've been moments where I had to say something like, usually I just be like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Well, the magic's definitely gone around the Rams because right now the best team in L.A., and I hate to say it, it's the L.A. Chargers. They were down 14 on the road in Arrowhead. Phillip Rivers and the Bolts rallied, including a late balls on the line, 2-point conversion to beat Kansas City. I love the play call. If things break right, the Chargers can get the #1 seed in the AFC. Marty, after the game, you texted someone else, not me, that Rivers is the MVP of the league. You've been saying the Chargers are the best team in football for a minute now. How does it make you feel?
No one believed me. They just had the ingredients of what would make a great team. And the best thing that they have is that no one talks about them. There's so many people talking about, oh, the Rams are the greatest, the Rams are doing this, or Kansas City's doing this. No one says shit about the Chargers. No one talks about them. No one's looking for them. No one's checking for them. But every single week they show up. And I think it's easier to play without the spotlight on you.
James hasn't been talking about them all year long, and he's now a diehard Chargers fan.
That's pretty.
Here's the thing about we the Chargers. We're humble, you know. The Chargers and we share this thing where, like, I'm a great comedian, right? But, like, people talk about other comedians. Even though I've been doing great comedy work for, like, the past couple years, just, like, this season, the Chargers have been killing it, but we want to talk about the other teams. So we just share a mutual experience and journey, and I just think us as an organization with our black coach are going to go far.
Bolt up, dude. Bolt up.
That defense is good. They drafted well. The offense is good. I mean, they won that game without Melvin.
Yeah, without Melvin Gordon. And he's been out of the lineup, and they're saying Keenan Allen's been out of the lineup, and they've been doing well, and it's just incredible to see them, like,
they're just a really
silently be the best team in the AFC.
Do they play at the Coliseum, too?
No, they play at the StubHub Center.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I definitely don't want to go there either, though.
Despite the loss to the Chargers, it's down in Carson. It's still a magical time of year for the Chiefs and Andy Reid. A time to spread joy and good cheer.
Hey, Andy Claus, we got some more Chiefsmas letters.
That's wonderful, Elfie Patrick. Elfie Reid, fetch me my ledger so I don't have to get up myself and burn any calories.
Here you go, Andy Claus. I was wondering, is it okay to let Elfie Kareem back into the workshop?
No! Elfie Kareem did some very naughty things. But I'm sure he'll end up at the Cowboys or Patriots workshop in no time, as soon as everyone forgets all about it. Patrick, read me my next letter.
Dear Andy Claus, please, can I play one more year? Signed, Eli Manning.
I think we've all had enough of Eli.
It looks like he's on the naughty list. But wait, he's also on the Manning list.
Oh, candy cane cocks! Those pesky Mannings. Well, I suppose we can give him one more year. What's next, Elfie Patrick?
Dear Andy Claus, we've been pretty nice this season, but it's just not the same without Le'Veon. Please bring me my bell back so we can win me another ring-a-ling. Love, Big Ben.
No! Sorry, Big Benjamin, but with Elfie Kareem out of the picture, old Andy Claus has big plans for Le'Veon Bell. Merry Chiefsmas! Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ah, ha, ha. Oh, ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
The Chicago Bulls, they suck. But it's a good thing the Chicago Bears exist in the great city by the lake. Mitch Trubisky did just enough the other day. The D was dominant, and the Bears beat the rival Packers to head to the playoffs for the first time since 2010. From worst to first, Marty, can the Bears actually make the Super Bowl, but can they win the Super Bowl?
Yes, I mean, defense wins championships. And if that defense could keep playing the way that they're playing, turning the ball over, making big plays, scoring on defense, they've been getting a lot of points on defense this year, and it's very exciting to see a tenacious D back in Chicago. So I
love
mean,
you speaking in sports cliches. Took you 1 year out of the league, and you're saying things like defense win championships and taking one game.
That's always been the truth.
I know, but
that's always been the truth. Like, you can have one of the best offense. Either your offense has to be able to outscore everybody, but your defense has to perform.
That weather, too. We saw the weather fuck up the Rams last week, and it was pretty cold this week, too. I mean, the weather starts to come into play.
You got Seattle, you got Saints, you got fucking the Rams, and
Bears. Yeah. And not Dallas, obviously. You're not going with anybody in the NFC.
They're going to be 8-8.
Yeah. So, as they do after every win, the NFC North champs celebrated in their locker room, or as they call it, Club Dub. I wonder if Coach Nagy keeps the visor on when he rocks out of some Lil Wayne. This team is pretty loose, Marty. I mean, you got that vibe in December. Can you carry it all the way through January?
Yeah, the cool thing about this is that the team is getting along. You could tell that they love being around each other, and they really built a brotherly bond. So when you have that, it's a totally different game when you're playing, and they're having fun. So you root for everybody. No one cares who's getting the ball, and everybody just wants to win. So they all could go party at Club Dub. You haven't been to Club Dub yet.
I've not been to Club Dub.
You can now since you're a Bear fan today.
Yeah, now that you're a Bears fan.
I would love to be. That looks lit. I mean, because it's a club with just dudes.
Yeah.
And everybody's enjoying
It's like the boat trip.
Did y'all
have a Club Dub?
Nah, we didn't win that many games.
We had
a Club L.
Well, there's love in the air in Chicago, too. There's love in the club because Bears lineman Charles Leno took his post-game celebration a step further, proposing to his girlfriend, Jennifer. He was so nervous, he barely got her name right. Take a look.
Oh, boy. Jennifer Marie Roth, will you love to be Jennifer Marie Leno Jr.? Yeah. Will you? Yeah. You accept? Yeah. You accept? I love you, baby.
It was an amazing moment after the game. The place went nuts. I was there. I saw the whole thing for myself because I was at Soldier Field with my Aunt Jean, who is a diehard Bears fan. She wore a Bears hat on her head. I got to rock the number 83. Sadly, I was the only 83 in the building, which was, though, a good investment of $25 on eBay. But a great vibe out there in Chicago. I got a lot of love for the Bennett.
So you stayed to watch him propose after the game? It was like after the game was over, like some corny ass shit.
No, everybody was singing,
in the stadium?
drinking, cheering,
everybody else was like,
singing the Bear Down song.
Man, was it on the Jumbotron?
Yeah, they put him on the Jumbotron. Everybody sang. It was just like, it was a party out there, dude. You know, it's been a long time since the Bears have had success. So when they beat the Packers in December, it's like, you know, spring break in the winter.
Yeah, I mean, that jersey looked good. I mean, I don't know why people don't want to wear that jersey. I'm only one of the best
$25?
I'm just one of the best tight ends in Bears history.
Telling you though, got a lot of love. Real talk. People were like, "Yo, that's a good choice." Dude.
I broke a lot of Dickens records that they never talk about. One game, I caught like 17 passes in one game.
Bro, when
challenge flag on the field on that one.
Look it up.
Next time I'm around like paparazzi, I'm gonna wear your jersey. We're gonna get the value up because $25, bro.
I don't need no value. I'm not getting no money for him, so shit.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
I'm gonna make my own jerseys.
Make your own jersey. Why would you though? I don't get that game plan. Either way, switching it up. About the only person who doesn't have an opinion about Nicki Minaj's new boo is her old boo, Meek Mill. Meek can't even troll the dude because Nicki blocked him on IG. I give Meek this. He's handling the breakup shit better than Offset. My brother infamously crashed his ex's concert in LA with 15 grand worth of roses spelling out, "Take me back, Cardi." The only thing Offset took was his broke ass off stage. He's actually not broke, he's very rich. Why couldn't he do some white guy shit from the movies and stand outside Cardi's house with a boombox blasting Peter Gabriel? Remember that scene?
The John
Cusack movie
yeah,
one of my favorite movies that I just found out
What's
about.
the name of it? Yes,
exactly. They told me about it before the show.
But I don't think that, like, first of all, that's interrupting somebody at their place of work.
First female to headline Rolling Loud, and here he comes.
Trying to steal the stage.
Trying to steal the stage.
Women make so much progress, and then here we go setting them back.
You talk about people handling their stuff privately, like the idea of just like looking for love publicly and you're making these public declarations of love, like it's not going to work out. It's like people go on The Bachelor and they're surprised that they didn't find their soulmate on a television show where everyone's drunk. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I learned that from Flavor Flav. Like, you know, the Flavor of Love, like that shit was crazy. He ain't married never one of them girls. He had 3 seasons of Flavor Flav.
You're the only one who learned a lesson from Flavor of Love.
Yeah, don't be like Flavor. He was just tongue kissing everybody, old dirty ass.
All right, back to stories. What really went down between those two? We sent Marty's best friend, Desi, down to Offset's crib in Atlanta to find that out.
What's up, MFers? This is best friend Desi coming to you live from that ATL, shouty. Thursday night football might be over, but I'm just getting started giving you that exclusive interview you crave. Tonight, I got a special treat for y'all. None other than the most legendary member of Migos, Offset. And he's coming over right now. Hey, Offset. Woo, 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 woo. Can I get you for this interview right quick? Come on, bruh. Just cause Cardi curved you don't mean you gotta curve me. Offset. Offset. Skirt, skirt. Man, Offset tripping, talking about he can't do the interview right now. They should have left him all bad and bougie. But this is Desi Brown for MFBN. Back to you in the studio. Skirt, skirt.
Got to love Desi out there.
Hardest working man in show business.
Definitely.
A lot of frequent flyer miles, too.
Oh, yeah, he's out there working hard. All right, now peep the picture on the whiteboard in Stanford's locker room. The Stanford women's volleyball team, which just beat Nebraska for a national title, had to apologize for the unacceptable image. I guess a tree, Stanford's mascot, pointing a gun at and flipping off Herbie Husker ain't PC. Never mind the players running with scissors. Be worried about that damn art. Either way, they're wildin'. I mean, I like the art though. That art was kind of cool. Like,
let the mascot's a tree?
Yeah, the Stanford Cardinal. It's like, you've seen the big Stanford tree, right?
I thought it was the bird.
I definitely thought it was a bird, too.
It's a tree?
They need to fix that.
That's ridiculous.
I had the worst mascot.
Is it a Christmas tree?
No, it's a Stanford Cardinal tree.
That's the takeaway from the story, is the breaking down of Stanford's mascot.
I just was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I can't wait. We're going to bring the tree. Like, what the fuck? It's like the most least intimidating tree. Can't even fight back.
Did you ever have weird drawings on the board in the locker room or anything? Belichick draw something? No?
No, I don't think he's an artistic type.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too inspired.
But
that's something you would do. You and
I don't see, like, I mean, there's no different from I don't see what the issue is. All you gotta do is turn on the TV, and that's all you're gonna see on the TV.
Just a graphic novel.
Yeah.
You just put a graphic novel in the locker room.
Yeah,
it's not that big a deal.
I mean, they can be kind of sensitive because with the school shootings and everything that's going on, they have like two schools going against each other. If you look that deep into it, you could find something wrong with anything these days.
Exactly.
Depending on the perspective that you take. So change your perspective, change your life. That's my Christmas gift to all you motherfuckers out there. Change your perspective, change your life. Sometimes the way you look at things can be just as powerful as the way you see things.
And also, if you can draw, keep on drawing, keep on doodling. I don't care if it's boobs, butt, trees, shooting things. Use your art and get it out there. You're your own Bansky, okay?
I mean, but that is probably the image of how Mother Nature feels about all of us because we're destroying her.
Yeah, or Bansky.
Or Bansky, you know, I just love to drop Bansky.
The next story.
Makes me sound cultured. Either way, if the Pac-Biggie feud took place during the social media era, maybe it would look like Drake and Kanye. Kanye peppered Drake with 125 tweets, Trump style, and Drake responded with some crying face emojis and upped the security at his Calabasas crib. Shit, maybe Ye should just buy a bigger pool. This is getting crazy. All those tweets?
Tweet beefs?
Tweet
Really?
beefs?
I don't know.
Over shoes and lyrics?
Like, I wonder if Drake's sitting there and they're sitting around like OVO headquarters and they're like OVO lair of just Jordans everywhere and wine and like tweet number 89. Like, all right, we should send him an emoji back. And they waited for 30 more tweets. And then they were like, fine, we gotta let's put the emoji out in the air.
Because Drake is the best guy out there when it comes to these beefs because he attacks them psychologically. Like, he just fucks up with their head. Call Kris Jenner on Christmas. Hey, Chris, Merry Christmas. How you doing? How are the kids, everything? Oh, Kanye's there? Oh, yeah, tell him I said hello. That shit fucks you up. Like, you're talking to my mother-in-law, now you're my brother-in-law, like, you know, this and that. Like, goddamn, Kanye, just sit your ass down somewhere and fucking go do something else, man, with your time. Don't be tweeting all these issues. And, like, that's the other thing, too. Like, if you have issues, handle them privately. Like,
it's like the theme of the A-Block today.
Yeah, why do you have to tell us we don't give a fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck that you're mad at Drake and Drake's mad at you because Drake said checks over stripes. Like, okay, like, it's not that big of a deal. He likes Nikes. The fuck? I like Adidas. Like, you may like Reeboks. I know why he likes Reeboks.
I don't like Reeboks.
You look like the type of guy that would be sponsored by Reebok, though.
That's crazy. That's really crazy you would say that. You made me do that. Who shows their shoes on TV? I do when I'm being accused of Reebok support.
You ain't got no soldieries?
Say what?
Oh, man.
Either way, there's only one man who can bring these two brothers, Kanye and Drake, together, and that's my favorite doctor, Dr. Trill.
And welcome back to Dr. Trill. Today, our guests are Kanye West and Drake. Now, recently, Kanye used his Twitter fingers to go on a rant directed at Drake for what he views to be a slew of sneak disses, and now nothing was the same. Fellas, what's really hood?
All this negative energy ain't sitting right with my spirit, bro. Huh?
Drake, I'm not gonna ask you why you're acting light-skinned because you are light-skinned, okay? But what do you say in response?
Me never said no things like that, man. What the bumble
Now, Drake, we talked about this before my show, and you promised me that you would not use that Jamaican accent.
My bad. You told Pusha about my son.
I would never tell anybody about your blank. But you telling people not to wear 350s, how it's checks over stripes, and how you missing Kiki. You know my wife's nickname is Kiki, man. How you gonna disrespect your idol?
And all I'm saying is, I'm gonna have to knock you both out like a light if y'all don't squash this beef.
Woo, 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 woo. Offset.
Hey, I just want to say I'm sorry, bruh. Cardi, take me back, baby.
What in the hell? Look, bruh, you can't be coming up on my stage unannounced. You can walk it like you talking on out here. Security, please.
Hey!
I'm sorry about that, everybody. Okay. Kanye, this is what I want you to do. I want you to look over at Drake, and I want you to say, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Great job, Kanye. I'm so proud
I'm
of
gonna
you.
let you finish, but what I meant to say is I'm sorry. Slavery was a choice. By the way, not clear.
I just don't get it. When you sit there, that's funny as shit, because when you sit there and listen to what guys are arguing about, you just kind of be like, huh? Like, you guys are millionaires. Like, you're mad because he works with Nike and you work with Adidas and he talks bad about Adidas. Like, pick a better fight. Like,
you both live in Calabasas.
Roast each other.
That was sad
like, that's
because
what I'm
there was
saying,
so
like,
much truth in it. Is that that was actually like real? And I think as hip hop heads, we were all kind of like,
yeah, you live in Calabasas, you're selling music and selling shoes, and it's just like, why? Like, why are you mad?
Well, from Calabasas down to Florida, where a man was arrested after trying to pay for his drive-through order at McDonald's with a bag of weed. Talk about a not-so-happy meal. Why does all this crazy shit happen in Florida all the time? Clearly, that man didn't give a fuck, but we do here on Mostly Football. Time for How Many Fucks? All right, joining us right now to share just how many fucks he really gives, comedian, actor, producer Sydney Castillo joins the show, and you guys have a friendship from way back when.
We kind of know each other.
This is my boy.
Where are you from?
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, man. Funky Town, Texas, 817. How you doing?
All right, well, let's...
All right, D-Town, I mean, wait, the DF Dub, the DF Dub. I just want to point something out. All you motherfuckers have the same shoes on right now.
What are you talking about?
I mean, what are we talking about? Let's not be petty.
What
Let's not be petty.
That's crazy.
No, I'm just saying, they
wild.
look nice. It's
Oh,
just
my
like,
goodness.
I didn't get the memo.
What happened?
Yeah, I mean,
I left my giant wooden, Captain Jack's
Y'all don't,
boots
hey,
at
that's
home.
the difference, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
When you broke, you still buy Jordans. When you rich, you move up.
When you rich, you make your own shoe. You got
make
extra
your own
leather
shoe,
in the
you know
other
what I'm
room.
saying?
Hey, Martellus is rocking the Red Dead Redemptions.
Hey, all I know is that these shoes, when I kick someone in the ass, they feel it.
Oh, but we don't want to incriminate ourselves.
Yeah, don't want to incriminate ourselves. All right, let's get to this.
I see too many people
shall
do
we?
it.
Vitamin Water is offering $100 grand. For the rest of us, Marty, that's a lot of money. You can go without your smartphone for 1 year. Contestants get a 1996 era phone for calls only. No tablets either. You have to pass a lie detector test when the year is over. If you only make it 6 months, you do get 10 grand. But for an entire year, it's 100 grand. How many fucks, Marty?
I give a MapQuest worth of fucks on this shit because how the fuck did Vitamin Water come up with this? Are you supposed to be thirsty? Like, why is Vitamin Water doing this, first of all? And then it's not that big of a deal. Andrew Luck has been living this way for the last 2 years.
It's a healthy lifestyle, I think.
I mean,
right?
you still get a computer.
Phones a little bit.
You get email, you get access to your computer, so it's like the idea of being able to just having to call people is not that big of a deal.
Well, I give it 4 trap phone fucks. You know, a trap phone doesn't use smart technology anyway.
Yes.
I mean, I know drug dealers that still don't use a smartphone. You hand them Facebook like, what's that? You know,
Yeah.
like a smartphone would ruin their fucking business.
Yeah.
If drug dealers knew they could earn an extra 100,000, you know, just doing regular shit they do anyway, you know what I mean? They'd be up for it.
How many fucks you give, James?
I give 1 inconvenient fuck because at the end of the day, this sounds like a challenge, a cool challenge. Yeah, I'm gonna go 6 months without a smartphone, but then you're gonna get lost. And you're gonna need a MapQuest or a navigation. Or I don't know, maybe you just wanna know something you don't and you can't go on Google and there's no Encyclopedia Britannica around for you to open up and look some shit up. So you're just out here knowing nothing, not knowing where to go.
Can't get around.
Can't get around.
What you
1
should do,
inconvenient fuck.
You should spend a whole year learning how to pass a lie detector test.
Well, Marty just figured out the promotion. Meanwhile, there's a marketing executive at Vitamin Water. It's like, God damn it, Martellus. I blame the Motorola two-way pager for this. Ever since we got emails and we could do that, like now the idea of living without a smartphone has companies wanting to give away 6 figures to people to do dumb shit.
And when you
like
tell your
this.
girl, like, yo, you don't have a smartphone? Like, shh, I'm trying to get this money right now.
Yeah. Or you just be like, nah.
Good plan. I won't call you back. All right. Concert goers at Taylor Swift's LA show in May checked out kiosks playing clips of her rehearsal. Fans didn't know, however, that facial recognition cameras were photographing their image and cross-referencing it with the database of Nashville that has hundreds of Swift's known stalkers. Marty, how many fucks for the invasion of privacy at the T-Swift show?
I give a Beyonce worth of fucks because Beyonce still had the greatest video of all time.
Hilarious.
What the fuck is she doing? Like, You gotta ask for this type of shit. You can't just be going to scanning people's faces and taking their DNA and, you know, all this shit. Like, they're tripping. Why does she need it? Like, I don't get it. Like, Taylor Swift is always doing... I'm gonna be careful what I say about Taylor Swift right now, though, because I don't want to have to go through mental health issues with her fans attacking me.
I give one stalking one-on-one fuck. It's like, look, man, if I'm paying to come to your concert, bitch, I'm not stalking you. This is support. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need the facial recognition of the person in your green room, handing you who's close to you. I'm in section 305.
Yeah.
I can't even fucking get to you if I wanted to.
James, how many fucks?
I give one Minority Report fuck, because this is like some futuristic, like, I'm gonna prevent crimes before they happen type shit. And I'm on board with Sydney and Martellus. Bitch, who you think you are? Like, ain't nobody out for you like this. And
What's she doing about Instagram and social media?
You think I'm gonna stalk you at your concert? I valet. This cost me $300 to be here.
Yeah.
If I was stalking you, it would have been another game plan. Black ski man. Never mind.
Well, it's pretty messed up, though. They're like tricking people into the facial recognition, right? Because I do think there's something kind of sadly necessary about increased security at these concerts, right? But to say, hey, come check out rehearsal, kids. Let me see your face. And then that's the way they're kind of tracking everyone. It's kind of...
And what if you on the run for some other shit?
It is necessary, though, unfortunately.
What if you committed some other crime, has nothing to do with Taylor Swift, you go to a Taylor Swift concert, you facial scan, now you're getting arrested like, whoa, that was months ago, I'm on the run.
I'm at the line like I can't
Well, I think just most criminals not going to see... I just doubt that there's a lot of criminals going to see Taylor Swift. It just doesn't seem like a criminal vibe. Like, what we gonna do, guys, after we rob the bank? Oh, Taylor Swift has a concert, let's all go.
Where were you on the night of August 26th? I was at the Taylor Swift
concert.
show.
I swear to God, I was at the concert. Can I go to sleep?
Why is Taylor Swift security better than TSA?
I have no idea.
Well, a former NASA engineer was so pissed about people stealing packages outside his house, he designed a booby-trapped bait box that shoots out glitter and fart spray at would-be thieves. There are even cameras inside that upload the footage to the cloud and a GPS to get the package back. The most genius part, guys, the return address is Kevin McAllister, of course, the character from Home Alone, and its address to Harry and Marv, the wet bandits who tried to rob the house in the movie. Marty, how many fucks about this new box to sort of save the day from having your packages stolen?
I give one same-day delivery worth of fucks. Because that's the only way you can really get your package. Motherfuckers are stealing packages out of people's yards and shit. You gotta live in a gated community and all this good shit, but like, is the package reusable? Can I like put all the glitter back in and like what? I mean, I can't get the package back, I guess.
No, you can. It's got GPS tracking in it, so you know where the package is. You can go pick it up.
I mean, the GPS, I mean, I guess if they stole it, this is a little bit better than what Taylor Swift is doing. Because at least there's a crime. At least there's a crime. There's an action. You're tracking a crime. She's just tracking random motherfuckers. So this is better than what Taylor's doing.
Sydney, how many fucks you give about this?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I give it 2 retaliation fucks, right? I'm petty. So if I'm coming just to steal a package and your package fart on me, I'm coming back. And I'm coming back with my homeboys and run it. We want everything in the house. Because I just want this phone, whatever little box I wanted. But since you made a scene, bet I make a scene. Bet I come back.
The guy who created that doesn't know that criminals are petty. You know, you done wasted my time. I was gonna do a quick crime, and now you done got glitter and fart spray on my face. I got to come after you.
Exactly. You gotta go back to your home with a, get dressed, we going back. What?
Me, I give 1 8th commandment fuck, because the 8th commandment is thou shalt not steal.
Right.
So don't steal nothing, man. Because if you do, you're gonna get penalized. There is repercussions for stealing shit, and that might be fart spray, which, by the way, who invented that? Are you even bragging about that? Hey, I'm Gerald. I created fart spray. Yeah, I'm a thousandaire.
Bought a nice-ass house is getting all his packages sent to it,
I'm going to incriminate myself right now. I am guilty of stealing the hearts of everyone in America.
All right. No. All right. I give a BFCA worth of fucks because I'm a member of the Broadcast Film Critics Association. They send us all the movies, and if I'm out of town for a few days, then they steal all the movies, and I get blamed for piracy.
Name dropping.
I'm not responsible for all these movies being pirated out into the universe.
Can I just say something? If you work for the Writers Guild out there, we were striking one time, and I didn't because I need to get my money, and now I don't get my DVDs of, like, the movies that are coming out. So, like, my bad. That was years ago. Can y'all start sending me the movies that the
Finally,
Academy
with
please?
New Year's resolutions around the corner, a survey was trending on Twitter about how the most successful people wake up every day by 4 a.m. Like Apple CEO Tim Cook, he gets up at 3:45. J.K. Rowling's tweet when she read the story, oh, piss off. Marty, you're an early riser and a huge Harry Potter fan, so how many fucks you give about this one?
I give 1 Voldemort worth of fucks because I went J.K. Rowling. And this fucking shit's ridiculous. Like, Success, there's no true formula for success. There's certain things that people who are successful have in common, but waking up at 4 a.m. is not one of them. Like, you could be, however you craft your day, the successful people are able to craft their day the way they want it to go. And that's how you have real success. Because when you make it to the certain level, you lay out the plan. Like, you design your day. Broke motherfuckers, they don't get to design their day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be at work when they tell you to be at work. Like, you gotta get up when they tell you to get up. You gotta show up. You gotta wear a watch because you're on someone else's time. When you rich, he probably went to bed at 7:30 because he ain't had shit to worry about. I'm gonna wake up at 4.
Yeah, wow, waking at 4.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
There's a dude at his job right now like, damn, I don't design my day. I'm broke.
I gotta get my shit together.
That's when you get making real money.
I
when
gotta
you
get enough money to
your day.
design that's some real shit.
Yeah.
Make enough money to design your own day.
Because otherwise you gotta get up and like, oh shit, you know, traffic is gonna hit me at this time, so I gotta leave the house an hour earlier. If you didn't have to go, you know what, traffic dies at 10 a.m. I'm gonna drive to work at 10. That makes you so much more successful in life.
How many fucks?
I agree with everything he just said. I give it 1 Will Smith IG fuck. Like, I feel like this is something he would preach on his IG. Like, get up at 4. Da-da-da. Like, look, I know that get up at 10 and they millionaires. You know what I mean? 10. I get up at like 9:30. I'm a thousandaire. Cool with it. You know? Yeah. Cool with it. If getting a million wakes up at 4, it was never intended for me to get.
Yeah.
If I make $900,000 and wake up at 10, I'm good. I live good. I eat good. Sorry.
But Tim, when was the last time Tim Cook had like a successful night? Like, what's a successful night for Tim? Like, is he hanging out with the boys? Because I feel like if you waking up at 4, you usually gotta, kick people out a little bit earlier. So does he not go to dinner parties and like have a good time at night, or is he just
He's like coding? He's like hanging out with the boys, just doing some coding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just coming up with some apps.
He ain't at Rolling Loud, you know what I'm saying? he ain't at Greystone on Sunday. He ain't living life, popping bottles.
Although that would be a really good time. Going to Greystone with Tim Cook would be actually probably a really enjoyable
all
evening.
the bottles.
Nobody would know who he is. They just think he's someone's agent.
I give an Encinitas, Mexico fuck. Because when I went fishing in Encinitas, Mexico, I don't know what it's called, but I had to wake up that early. I gotta be on a trip where everybody at the same time is getting up at 4 a.m. to do what we paid for to be there. That's the only way I'm getting up at 4. Because besides that, I'm like a 7 a.m. guy.
But nobody believes you on that one.
No,
by the way.
that's when the shows start. That's when the sports shows start. I don't know what we can say.
Control your own day. Plan your own day over there, James. Waking up on morning highlight shows.
See, that's what broke. If you broke, you gotta get up at 4. If you rich, you be like, hey, we want to get on the boat at 6 and still make it out there in time.
Yo, next time somebody says, what time you get up at 11? Why you up at 11? Because I'm rich. I plan my day.
I'm with you, James. Now, for me, it's a tea time worth of fucks. The only thing I'm getting up for at 4 a.m., I got to be honest, is a nice tea time.
I mean, yeah, at a great course, I'll wake up at 4 a.m.
All right,
I know, we get it. Hate.
I'm just saying.
Buy a house that has enough land where you can build a golf course in your backyard. You can play 24 hours a day.
Broke motherfuckers.
Shout out to Sydney Castillo for coming through, man. Thank you so much. How can folks find your stuff?
Man, Sydney is funny, man, on Twitter, IG, Facebook, SYDNEY is funny.
Good stuff.
Yeah. If you're not broke, go see his shows.
Hey, man.
Plan your day and see your show. All right, look who's chilling in the green room. It's Liz Loza and former NFL wide receiver, my buddy Andrew Hawkins. We're talking Eric Reid. Yes, my guy, man. I mean, A-Hawk, go back. We're talking Eric Reid. We're talking random drug tests, of course, and the resurgent Cleveland Browns. That's next. But first, some words of wisdom, usually reserved for fortune cookies. But today, we get them courtesy of a deep shit.
There's a lot to be happy about in this world. So why the fuck is the weeping willow always weeping? Get over it. Deep shit.
Get over it, Willow. I feel you.
Weeping Willows, man.
With an undefeated career record in weeks following her bye, Liz Loza is back in the house and making his first visit to mostly football as former Bengals and Browns wide receiver, whose 6-year NFL career is one of the most interesting and inspiring and improbable stories you're ever going to hear. Go look it up on the Players Tribune. It's my guy, Andrew Hawkins. Just call him Hawk now that he's retired.
Just Hawk. Branding. Appreciate y'all having me.
What an amazing journey to get to the league, man. How has life treated you now that the league is behind you?
It's good. It's good. You know, football is always like it's a platform. It's an opportunity. So I've always just tried to use that to make sure I put myself on the right path to be successful when I'm done. I'm still not in control of my own schedule. So I guess that I'm still working towards that, but you know, baby steps.
So how did you use the football platform to propel yourself into life after football? Because it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
The NFL doesn't want you using their platform to promote anything but the NFL. So the fact that you're able to promote yourself and set a path for you to travel down after football, how did you go about that?
You know, honestly, you know, I'm not the tallest guy. I don't know if y'all have heard or something. Yeah, it's wild, man.
Shut up.
So I always, everyone told me what I couldn't do. I couldn't play in the league. So my goal was always to play one game. So when I got done in college, I didn't, you know, I was coaching. I was working in a factory. From there, I did a reality show. From there, I went to Canada. So it took me 3 years after college to get to the NFL. And after I played my first game, I had a catch. And I'm like, oh, I was here. They couldn't take it away. And then I was like, well, what now? So from then on, I just thought they were going to pull the rug from underneath me at any time. So I started doing internships. I started calling everybody, meeting with who I needed to meet with. I tried to retire after my first year in the league. My brother talked me out of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, though, because a lot of times guys don't really, a lot of guys feel safe. It's like, I always felt like I was going to get cut because I was just one of them wild say whatever I want to say. Not for the way I was playing, but for the things I would say to people around the building. I was like, they gonna get rid of me as soon as they can. You know what I'm saying? But like, so like for me, I always felt like I could get cut at any time and it could end at any time. And I always had that in my mind, so I was kind of the same way. So, but I feel like a lot of guys feel safe. But you know, I think the NFL stands for lease. Some people say not for long, but I'll just act like they're leasing people. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, your lease has to come up.
I mean, look, sport is like this. If you don't take advantage of the opportunity within the life of the opportunity, you lose, right? It's more than an athlete. That was my goal, to get in there, made sure I did everything I can to maximize my time there. Otherwise, they would use me. If you don't use football, football will use you.
Well, you did it great, though, because you was in crappy-ass Cleveland and Cincinnati. You was able to build the brand.
That's America's team.
Hey, one guy you did cross paths with, and he was your teammate, I know he's a buddy of yours still to this day, is Josh Gordon. You hear the news that comes out today that's saying he's going to take a little time away from football.
Yeah, I'm repping my Flash right now. I got the jacket on, repping
Flash Gordon, there you go. So you guys are close. Talk to me a little bit about the latest development in his journey.
Yeah, I mean, from a football standpoint, it's disappointing, right? And if you're a fan, like, it's hard for you because you know this guy from football, so it's hard for me to separate that. With Josh, with me personally, it's never about football, right? Because he's going to get done. Even if he plays great, comes back, plays the next 7 years, he has his whole life ahead of him, and he has to get whatever he has straight. You talk about mental health. You talk about the anxiety of being like, I'm going to get cut. That's like why I left the NFL, because it just got too heavy to be like, every practice felt like a game. So there was never an off time. Like, there was never, I could drop a pass in a game, and I wouldn't be able to sleep that night because I'm worried about what the coaches are thinking. Is this gonna be the end? I have a family to feed. And after a while, just when I had my fill, it was like, yo, I'm done with that. It's time for new challenges to move on with life. So with Josh and his mental health, you know, who knows how he deals with those issues. If it's self-medicating, if it's the drugs, if it's the weed, whatever it is, you have to get the mental health part of it down to figure out what the root of the problem is. And again, it's bigger than football for me and Josh. I want him to be good and healthy as a member of society.
People don't realize that, like, football is such a tiny, tiny thing. Everyone makes a big deal. Like, we have this whole show about it, like, all these shows about it. But football, the average career is 3.5 years, right? Like, if you're lucky, you play longer. The average lifespan right now is 75 years.
So the
average career is 3 years. That's just a tiny bit of someone's life that's in the NFL. It's very tough.
And you think about, like, yo, this is a big deal. In a year, nobody will care. Like, it's like you ever drop a pass in the game and it feels like the entire world is watching you drop this pass. You think everybody cares about it. But really, nobody does, and no one ever thinks about it. And a day later, nobody cares.
But you care because that's your job. Is
your
whole world,
right? You're the star of your movie, so you're thinking everybody's watching this movie disappointed.
And you have to be a good employee, and also, since it's almost playoff time, we got to talk about those teams. But first, I want to talk about the Browns, because speaking of the Browns, they're now 6-7-1 and have 2 more wins this year than in the 3 years previously combined. And they're 4-2 since firing Hugh Jackson.
Okay.
You played for Hugh in Cleveland, When you see the Browns turn around, how much do you blame Hugh?
I don't, you know what, it's tough. Look, the NFL is a results-driven business, right? If you're a tight end and you play with Nathan Peterman for 4 seasons, and you don't have the stats, they're not going to say, like, oh, you had Nathan Peterman, it's all good. No. You're gonna get cut if you don't have the stats. If you play with Tom Brady,
they will use it against you when you get paid too. Like, oh, that year. Like, but Nathan Peterman was my quarterback that year.
So
you should pay me more because what I was able to do. Like,
exactly, they don't factor that. So I can't make excuses for what the record was. I will say, as a member of those football teams, we sucked. We were a bad football team. That was the first time in my career I would go into games, look across the field, and you're a football player. I'm coming to win. Nobody's going to stop me. I would be in pregame and like, we're going to lose today.
You're like one of the most optimistic
And I'm 5'7", so I have to have that false mentality of I can beat anybody. Yeah. I would look across the field and say, we are not good enough to win this game. And whenever did
they feel like the preparation was up to par?
We just didn't have the talent. There was games.
They have 25 first-round draft picks since 1988.
But think about this. In 2016, there was weeks that we had 30 rookies on the active roster.
That's true.
That is a college football team, and we're playing against grown men.
That's why I tell them when people ask about Alabama, it's just two different spectrums of people. Like, all these rookies come in, like, they will have some rookies that have success and some of them will be able to play well, but like everyone's like, oh, can a college team play in the NFL? He just answered the question.
No, I'm telling you, we had an all-star college team. We were getting our heads beat in.
Well, Eric Reid is a grown man. He's got grown man problems. He was just subjected to his 7th league-mandated drug test in just the past 11 weeks. And for 6 of those tests, he was supposedly chosen, quote, at random.
Random.
So, I mean, you guys buying it? You former players, how often were you tested if you feel like sharing?
I mean, I wasn't tested 7 times in 11 weeks. That's just absolutely ridiculous. It's supposed to be random. That doesn't feel random to me. Like,
Hawk, you were tested 7 times in 11 weeks.
I want to go to
Did they check your pockets?
What we need to do is get Eric Reid to go to the casino with us all, and then we all come in.
Lotto numbers.
But also, what is to be done about it? Like, Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports wrote this really interesting article that was like, unless Eric Reid chooses to sue the NFL like Colin Kaepernick has done, and obviously that's a lot to ask of him, then it's just suspicion.
Well, I just know the whole drug testing thing is just weird. You go in the room, and it's like this weird guy with a clipboard, and he wants you to face him while you pee, and it's just like, dog, you need to walk your ass around this toilet while I pee. I ain't about to come turn around and just pee in the cup in your hand. It's just a weird.
Have you ever walked them through the process of getting drugged? You know how humiliating a drug test is?
No.
You're in the league for a while, you get like numb to it, but you come in, you literally pants to ankles.
Shirt off.
The guy, shirt off.
Yeah.
Guy is within 2 feet of you while
And
he's
he's wearing like a
And it's not
leather-
like he's looking up. He's looking down.
The only thing he's looking at is your balls and his face.
It is very, that's what I hate when people compare football to regular workplace environments. People don't deal with that in workplace environments. People don't take showers with their coworkers 40 deep with 7 shower heads in regular workplace environments. So don't tell us.
Think about how we do it here, but no.
It's football.
We're trying to create that like game day atmosphere.
But think about how dehumanizing they can feel. How dehumanizing they can feel. Like, athletes get dehumanized as such a, like, people don't look at them as normal human beings. They don't think about them as fathers or sons. They just look at them like as by numbers. So like there's this huge thing where players like that shit, they'll have to go out there every single week and have to pull your penis out and have to pee in front of a guy on a random drug test at the point. Like, why am I? That's like getting pulled over every single time you go on the street.
That'll affect your mental health too.
Yeah, and you
feeling like you're being persecuted by the NFL.
Yeah,
it'll make you do some drugs.
I want to know what the guy's wearing. Does he wear a lab coat?
Nothing.
No, and then they handle it, and it's not like you pee in a cup and they put it away. They also have like 3 other cups they pour one into. They measure the density, like, hey man, you need to hydrate. And then they make like all these little urine cocktails. They don't wear gloves.
That's what we need next week on Deep Shit. We need you to recreate the whole drug
I definitely cannot relate to anything. That's
New adventure with Mardy.
It's not a great experience.
That's a new adventure with Mardy. Mardy does a drug test. Fails it immediately.
That's why I tell people, ask me, oh, when you will come back to the league? I'm like, I will never pass a drug test. I smoke so much weed that, like, I mean, they don't test for weed in the NFL. You only get tested once a year. So it's for steroids that they test for weekly or every single week.
Yeah.
But
that's not bad.
Oh yeah, wait. When you guys put it like that,
put it that way,
the whole like naked peeing thing every day.
Let's talk about another topic that Mardy is very very amped up about, something that I'm sure you have zero opinions to discuss. 17 of the league's 20 highest paid players are quarterbacks.
Oh, shit.
Of the top 6, Rodgers, Ryan, Cousins, Garoppolo, Stafford, and Derek Carr. Oh, Derek Carr. Only Kirk Cousins has a shot of making the playoffs. So is QB money a simple case of supply and demand, or are we seeing quarterbacks get paid just because they play the position, Marty?
Well, first of all, quarterback is the only position you could be mediocre and be paid the most money. The mediocre quarterbacks get hundreds of millions of dollars. There's so many players on the league, but this goes back to like the idea of the position, the idea of the quarterback position. It was like one of the main positions that like the white players played. So it's always gonna be higher. Like you don't want jobs where, you know, like if there's not any white people interviewing for the job, they probably don't pay well, right? so it's like that's the highest, you know what I'm saying? So like the other position, like you gotta get the left tackle and things like that, but like quarterback, there's so many quarterbacks that's fucking terrible, that's fucking suck. You mean you got Tannehill, I like Tannehill, he's a good human being, but he's getting paid $100 million to be mediocre. Fucking, I don't know, the whole list.
Blake Bortles have just a huge contract?
Blake Bortles got paid $17 million a year. At one point, what's-his-name got paid, Osweiler got paid $100 million, and I had more catches than he had completions. And I was a pass blocking tight end.
So there are only the only three players in the top 20 who are not quarterbacks are Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, and Von Miller. So
and those are like huge minutes.
They get paid a lot of money because the guy that gets paid a lot of money, they got to sack him.
I'm getting some. They
got to sack. They got to sack the guy.
Some breaking news here. Earlier in the show, Martellus said that he had 17 catches in a football game, and our research here at Mostly Football shows that was complete bullshit. He only had 12. So
no, I had more than 12. It was the Dallas Cowboys.
Breaking news, but continue. Yes, so quarterbacks get paid too much.
It was 16 quarterbacks.
It was 12. Mostly Football is the best show of all time.
Look it up. Google it.
I'm gonna look it up because I'm pretty sure because I gave Des Bryant my jersey that
breaking
night.
news there. Sorry, I had to interrupt.
Well, 16 catches. It was against the Dallas Cowboys. I was there.
It was 12.
I know for sure.
It was definitely 12.
Well, you know, stats aside, Marty, you and Hawk aren't the only gifted receivers on the set because I bet all 5 of us have probably received some pretty dope gifts back in the day. So let's put it out there. What's the best holiday gift you received you guys received as a kid?
Whew.
Hawk, you go first.
I'll kick it off. So my brother, and we didn't have much. We had like 13 kids living in the house back in little old Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Johnstown. Population of 20,000. Wow. My brother got drafted.
Y'all 1/5 of the population.
So the whole house is the Hawkins house.
That's our city. So my brother got drafted when I was in 7th grade or 6th grade, and that Christmas was like, ooh man, it was lit. He got us a go-kart. So we had a go-kart. I didn't even know those things were even possible. So I'm going all through the neighborhood with it. I'm like the king of the neighborhood. I got pulled over by the police a couple of times, which now that I'm thinking back sparks another discussion. But regardless, that was the best Christmas I ever had. Best Christmas gift.
Go-kart. What about you, Liz?
I think, you know, so I was raised by a single mom, so we didn't have a ton, and it was just her and I on Christmas morning. And I remember one year desperately wanting a Snoopy snow cone machine, and I found out years later that she went to like every store. Venture was the like Target until it went out of business nearby, and she went to like a million. Hey, it's okay, I look good. So I got a Snoopy snow cone machine, and I played with that thing like all morning, and I still remember how excited I was to get it. And shout out to Mom for like making it happen.
Shout out to moms. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, for me, when I was little, I grew up having a lot. I grew up having a lot of things, so I would look back at all the things I got on Christmas. I got a battle cat from He-Man, you know, like the cat, that green cat that he rode, and I like was so excited. I rode the cat, and then I broke it after like 4 minutes. And most kids would be upset, but like I had so much stuff, so I just
got another one. Yeah. I was setting my own schedule when I was like 7.
Sorry, I did that to you, Ben.
White people problems over there, man. Just kidding. Just kidding. Marty, what about you, bro?
I don't know.
Are you like the Grinch? Like, why did all your energy just went away for Christmas
gifts? Did you see what I've got everybody this morning for Christmas? Did you get some of that?
No, I did not get any of that.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I don't know. Just the idea of a fat white man climbing down a chimney and delivering gifts is just so fucked up that the older I got, Christmas to me just didn't make sense.
You know that's not what Christmas is about.
Well,
yeah, I think we need to kind of share with you the spirit of the season.
I don't believe that either.
Yeah, we're just, you know what? We're just gonna segue away from
holidays.
You, and we're gonna go to me and my favorite gift, and it would have to be my first set of like modern golf clubs because I played golf, but I had the wooden woods and like the first golf clubs ever, but I was playing with like a lot of rich people who had like the newest clubs. So when I could show up to the golf course with clubs that cost more than $20, It made me feel like a more confident golfer, and I already was playing golf, and that's not a confidence booster in middle school. So to at least have new golf clubs, it really meant a lot. I don't even like your energy right now, Martellus. It's really crazy, dog. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know.
I mean, y'all could just be hanging out. You playing golf in middle school? What the fuck? Like, what neighborhood did you grow up in?
Actually,
where you from, cuz? Where you from, homie?
Where you from? I'm from Crenshaw, but I went to Crossroads Private School in Santa Monica with Jonah Hill and those guys. It was so fun.
Liz, appreciate you coming by the show every week as always. And Hawkman, it's great to see you. Thank you for blessing us here on Most of All. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you enjoy the holiday season.
Come back to the show and make sure you and Martellus do the knees out thing. I see y'all. I see that's a theme today is knees out, naked knees. Naked knees day.
Well, coming up next,
raw dog as many
one-on-one
ways as
with John Cena. But first, Netflix has blessed us with the gift of adding all the Friday movies to their slate. And now, one of Friday's most iconic characters is gifting us with a legendary new instructional series. Let's take a look.
Discover the defensive training secrets of the Hood's biggest legend in an exciting new video. Debo's chain snatching drills video features professional chain snatching instructor Lamar Toe-Face Jenkins, teaching revolutionary new training techniques that have produced the Hood's back-to-back-to-back chain snatching champion. This chain snatching video vastly improves players' arm strength, quickness, endurance, and agility. Local Hood buster and chain snatching victim Red calls it Hood certified, the best chain snatching video ever produced. Also saying, my grandmama gave me that chain. Don't think this video will teach you how to snatch chains? Just ask football star Akeem Talib.
This is the instructional video that gets results.
In this chain snatching drills video, you'll learn time-tested chain snatching techniques like the Nunu,
Give me that.
the YG,
This bumped and
and of course, the Debo.
This my chain, pump.
To order your copy now, call 1-555-GIMME-THAT or pull up to the corner of Crenshaw and MLK whenever. But make sure you got that thing on you or you will get clapped. Order now.
Oh, only the best sponsors on this show. Only the best. All right, we like when creative types honor other creatives for their ingenuity. Like when Dennis Rodman gave his good friend Post Malone a gift certificate to the Olive Garden for the holidays. I love that the worm kept the gift in his sock. Apparently, Post Malone's a big fan of the never-ending pasta bowl, and we can't blame him. Time for the Mardy Awards. All right, my Mardy Award this week goes to an incredible filmmaker named Chloe Zhao. She directed the Sundance hit from last year, The Rider. Next up, she's directing The Eternals for Marvel. And if any of you movie critics out there are putting your top 10 list together for 2018 and you don't have The Rider on it, then what are you really doing? That movie's incredible. One of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. So shout out to Chloe, huge fan, can't wait to see what she does next. And I'm not related to the movie at all, Martellus. I have no interest in it. I just like it. And she's super.
But look out for, I like the top 10 list, you know?
The top 10 list is coming soon. Lions Den Podcast. You can download, subscribe. All right, yeah, what do you got, Marty?
My Mardy Award goes to Daniel Wallace, the author of Big Fish. And I was studying Tim Burton, and Big Fish is one of my favorite movies. I didn't know it was based on the book, so I took the last 2 days, I read the book, and the book is just as good as the movie. They did a really good job making a movie, but the book was amazing. Daniel did a great job, and you know, here's to me living a big fish life of my own.
You've been on like a big fish wave for a minute now.
Yeah, I like fish. I'm a pescatarian when it comes to books.
Okay. My Mardy Award goes to the singer Jacquees. He's been getting a lot of flack for calling himself the king of R&B, but guess what? If that's how he feels, then say that shit. I'm all about confidence. Don't humble people to a place where they're not they can't believe in themselves. I feel like I'm a king of comedy. I feel like Ben's a king of whatever Ben does. And Marty, he's a king of
my household,
saying uncomfortable shit during the show. But whatever it is, be the king of it. Confidence is cool. And Jacquees' album sales have gone up. So confidence always gets you further than not believing in yourself.
You know why his album sales are going up? Because people try to figure out what the fuck he's saying.
Hey, whatever it takes, man.
Somebody who's confident in the ring and now he's confident on screen is John Cena, and his new Transformer film, Bumblebee, opens tomorrow. We're not stupid enough to actually get in the ring with him. That doesn't mean we can't go 4 rounds with him.
If I could have one tag team partner in all of history, it would be Andre the Giant, because he was the single most dominating force in sports entertainment and the measuring stick for acceptance as well. Cam Newton falls on the list. I think Aaron Rodgers falls on the list. I think Gronkowski is the list. I think he is built and made for the WWE. But nowadays you see more and more football players leaning into the flash, leaning into the entertainment. So maybe the entire NFL has a little bit of WWE sprinkled in there somewhere. Guys, let's be realistic. Bumblebee's got artificial intelligence, he's got speed, he's got strength, he's got a sword, he's got a laser cannon, and he can transform into stuff. I don't like my chances. Even at 13 feet, weighing probably a couple metric tons, I would just be lumbering and unorthodox and try to claim that I'm invisible by simply doing this. They're gonna be like, why are they just shooting a chair in a backdrop? I can't even see John Cena in this interview. So I am invisible, but I still think I would be outgunned. I gotta lean on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, just out of experience. In a Royal Rumble, the object is to throw a guy over the top rope. Chances are Vin Diesel will be trying to act his way out of it. Gronk will probably come in with that big elbow thing, which will be inspected by the referee, and while the referee's checking him out, Rock will dump him over the top. So I gotta give the reps to The Rock. I think he stands tall. I call him all the time. Apparently they just text now. They Snapchat, because I text him too. The streets don't text me back. I like Mardy B in this one.
Well, thanks for the shout out, John Cena. You can't see me, the motherfucker. And next week, I'm back with more adventures as I created some art with LA artist Kelsey Fisher, AKA K-Fish. We went to work on creating a really, 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 really dope piece, so check it out.
I really love that. You want to put some down here too?
Yeah. What I'll do is the whole thing in white, and the rest will highlight in black.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is actually looking really fucking cool.
Caparel, degenerate gambler extraordinaire, fresh off the Travis Scott show, is back in the building.
The old amongst the
Welcome.
youths.
So this year we've learned you hate desserts.
Yes.
You hate Halloween.
Indeed.
You felt old at the Travis show. What's your thought on Christmas?
It's overrated.
Yeah, well, what's your thought on Christmas, James? You think Christmas is overrated?
Oh man, it used to be my favorite holiday until you guys made me wear this highly embarrassing outfit.
There is a reason you're rocking the elf outfit, obviously, and you're our resident elf on the shelf. It's because you took another loss in gambling, dude. Like for all the football you don't watch, you weren't able to use that knowledge to then get football right in your betting. So it all came down to Monday night, Saints and Panthers, and if it wasn't for that late fumble, James, you would have been free and clear, but I don't know, man. Now you're rocking the elf fresh right now, so yeah.
Yeah.
Is it movie quality? Shoes? Get down to the shoes, or what?
Think about this. If he came with a black Santa and a black elf dressed like this, you're calling the cops.
What? Yeah, I mean, like, if a Santa Claus and some elves showed up in my house, I'd probably call the cops too.
Definitely, so quit fucking making the movies!
Yeah. Adam, let's dive into some props, shall we? With many of the top NFL teams stumbling as of late, where should we put our money in terms of who's actually going to the Super Bowl this year, going to be the Super Bowl champ?
I'll tell you where not to put your money, the Patriots right now, because they need home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. And that path right now looks pretty dicey, so taking them at 7-1 is a sucker's bet. Don't take the Patriots.
I like Marty's Los Angeles Chargers at plus 800 over there. The Chargers are the
There's
best
some value,
in
yeah,
football
but I mean,
now.
again, they're like the bandwagon right now. They're the popular team, and when everyone's flooding to one side, look to go the other way.
Who's going to get the bye?
Well, right now the Chiefs are #1 seed, and Saints #1 seed, and then Rams right now are in the position in the AFC. It's kind of still up in the air. Texans could secure the #2 seed right now for the AFC.
Elf, who's winning the Super Bowl?
I'm wearing this because my opinion on football is not valid, but I'm going to say the Bears.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Bears and wishes.
Sure, why not?
Because the defense is cold. Like me right now in these elf tights.
You should have kept the Jordans on.
I should have.
All right, time now to weigh in on a hot button Christmas debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? In a tongue-in-cheek move to address the age-old question, they just released a new Christmas-themed version of the trailer.
Greatest Christmas story ever told.
I got some bad news for you, Dwayne. Hans, Bobby. Eat it, Harvey. Holy shit. I'm starting to get a bad feeling up here. Merry Christmas.
Die Hard.
It's like a Martellus Christmas movie. It's like explosions, death, and violence. It's like bah humbug over here.
It's a Christmas movie, just like Christmas Vacation is a vacation that happens during Christmas. Die Hard is a Christmas domestic terrorism movie, but it happens during Christmas. Home Alone is a Christmas-timed child neglect
Home
story.
invasion movie.
Home invasion.
Well, our Mostly Football bookie has the odds on the top holiday movie ever. A Christmas Story is even. Adam
How the fuck did A Christmas Story make the list? It's a terrible movie. It
Martellus
sucks.
thinks it's trash as well. Marty, what's your
trash.
favorite Christmas movie of all time?
There's so many things missing. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Gene Wilder, just like, what the fuck? Home Alone 2 is up there, Christmas Vacation, trash. Elf, trash.
Elf's not trash.
The Muppet
Oh,
Christmas
Elf, defend
Carol.
yourself. Elf's trash?
The Muppet Christmas Carol, trash.
Willy Wonka was a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
We have the exclusive odds.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It took place during Christmas. It's snowing in the movie.
That's an exclusive odds right here for best holiday movie. I'm going to go Elf, man, plus 250. I love that movie. Not just because James is here as an elf.
Home Alone 2 needs to be off the list because Trump's in that movie.
Yeah.
Why isn't Home Alone 1 on there?
Oh, good point.
And Home Alone 1's way better than Home Alone 2.
Way better, way better. And I'm a New Yorker, way better.
And I'm a New Yorker. All right, we have the exclusive odds on who will be receiving the most coal in their stocking this year. If you guys had to put money on who Santa's frowning upon most, who are you going with? Smart money's on that guy who married the hologram.
I'm taking the field here because it should be Todd Gurley for costing me that cover against the Packers because that was the biggest bullshit move of the season by far. Todd Gurley sitting down at the 2-yard line gets a Francesa hand wave from me.
Why isn't Trump on this list?
Well, I mean...
Well, the Trump of the Raiders is John Gruden.
It's kind of understood, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. So why not get the best odds up there?
I guess, yeah, minus 10 million. Before we get out of here, Adam, if people are looking to get a little last-minute cash before the holidays, how should gamblers allocate their money on football games?
Now we'll run these real quick. Let's take the under up in Seattle with the Chiefs visiting the Seahawks. Let's take the Raiders on Christmas Eve, getting 2.5 at home. And the biggest game of the week, Ravens and Chargers. Listen, we talked about it earlier in the show. Chargers play in a soccer stadium with zero fan support. Take the points, take the Ravens plus 4.5 because the Chargers are just 2-4 against the spread this season at home. And those two covers came against the trash Cardinals and the trash Raiders.
Elf, you got any expert predictions?
Of course not. I'm dressed as an elf for the exact reason that I don't know anything about this. But I gotta give it to you. The Chargers stadium is trash.
You know what other movie's not on that list? Next Friday.
Word, bro.
Like what's
Word.
I'm just sitting right here.
Word.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Like that shit, man.
I'm mad my body was showing right now when I got up.
Adam, we'll see if you gotta eat your words next week.
Yeah, you about to go to a stripper's holiday session at the strip club.
I'm the stripper. You're like, I'll get my money back. I don't. That's not who we ordered out the program.
Big game Saturday. Chargers, Ravens here in LA. Let's see who our resident dummy picked. And no, I'm not talking about the elf. All right, great work, guys. We tell you every single week here on Mostly Football, and we try as we might to tell you that we're not the best versions of ourselves. Like take James, for example, who's dressed up like an elf right now, and during our show last week was trying to read the word NASA on the prompter. Here's what happened.
After his comments blew up on Twitter, he claimed he was joking. Whatever. Nas invited Nas. NASA invited Steph down to tour the Lunar Lab in Houston to get his shit straight. But honestly, I think it's sit down with Nas.
Yeah, I'm James. Happens to the best of us, dude. It happens to the best of us. Not as fine.
Reading be hard.
Yeah, tell me about it. But not the biggest bonehead move of the week. Time for You're Better Than That.
Funny because a penguin's slipping.
It is pretty funny. This week's dubious honor goes to the 45-year-old Brooklyn man who joined a fraternity, got paddled 200 times during a hazing ritual, then called the cops on his frat brothers. Dude, if you're gonna pledge a fraternity and you're 45 years old, then dude, you gotta be better than that.
Why the fuck are men paddling other men to be part of something? It's weird. Stop the shit. It's dumb. Like, it's like you get beat up to be friends. It's like jumping people into gangs. It's like you paddling another man. A 40-year-old man you paddling. That's just weird.
First of all, if you're 40 years old and you allow yourself to be paddled by other people, you don't need to join a frat. You need just some like regular, healthy friends to tell you to get your life together.
I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. You're 40, out of college. I don't have much going for myself. I want to be a part of something. They didn't pick me up at the court this week. I don't have any brothers or sisters or whatever. Let me go join a fraternity. That sounds great. And then when you get there, you get your ass beat. You got paddled 200 times, which just seems...
200?
200.
200. At 100, you got to be like, that's enough.
This story had me like really confused when I read that it was fraternity in Brooklyn. I was like, really? Brooklyn fraternity scene? So what is this, the SEC down south?
200 times, like
Texas A&M, like frat scene, Clemson, like
at number 199.
Brooklyn frat life.
At number 199, you're just like, I should call the cops. Like, what the fuck? Like, when do you call the cops on 1, 2? Like, all right, this is a little strange.
Paddle 64, I'd be like, okay, enough with the paddle.
I tell you this, I ain't joining. Nobody's whooping my ass to join anything. You're not about to paddle me. I'm not about to bend over for some grown-ass man to come in and paddle me at my own will. That shit's just crazy. You can't call cops because you let them paddle you at your own will.
Another honorary, you're better than that, mention goes to the Raiders. That's right, that's the Elves' real favorite team, I think. Yesterday, they signed backup quarterback Nathan Peterman, who the Bills cut earlier this season after throwing 12 interceptions in his first 2 years. Backup A.J. McCarron's wife had a baby yesterday. Congratulations to the McCarrons. So if McCarron's unavailable Monday night, Peterman's holding the clipboard. It's a good thing there's not a more talented, experienced quarterback out there who's maybe sitting at home right now after putting up Pro Bowl numbers and being really amazing at football. Great job, John Gruden. You're better than that.
I just, we saw Nathan Peterman play. We all had to watch that.
We witnessed it.
We witnessed it. We did not witness greatness.
That is not what we
did not witness mediocrity. We witnessed something that absolutely sucked in the viewing system of television. It just was terrible to watch. Pick after pick after pick. He threw more completions to the other team than he did to his teams. As we talking touchdowns. More interceptions than touchdowns. Like, that's ridiculous. Come on, Gruden. What the fuck is going on in the Raiders? I know you giving up on the season. And you just, this is cold to all the Oakland fans and their stockings. This is like, hey, I got you all a Christmas gift. It's Nathan Peterman.
Gave away Mark Cooper.
Yes,
gave away Khalil Mack.
I know.
Leaving town very soon.
I've been giving away everything. But today, this holiday spirit as Gruden, what I want to do is I want to give something back to you guys that's we really, really love. Here it is. Nathan Peterman!
And that's why the Raiders slogan is commitment to excellence.
As always, we leave you with a parting gift for your pleasure today. The dude who decided to attack the Chicago Blackhawks mascot at the United Center.
Boom, bitch!
Tommy Hawk got his in, body slamming the dude in the concourse. I wonder if this is the same guy who I saw peeing in the garbage can at the urinal at Soldier Field. This obviously is not an accurate representation of all folks out in Chicago, but come on, dude.
Why? What did the mascot do to make
you hit the fighting a mascot at the
That's just ridiculous, bro. Take your ass home.
Yeah,
but they get mad. Are they going to get mad at the mascot charging up a fan? Or is he...
The mascot rolled up on him and was like, where you from, homie?
Where you from, homie?
Where you from, homie? Thanks for
Where
watching Mostly Football. Happy holidays, everybody. Check us out, of course, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Yahoo Sports and Complex. Enjoy the games this weekend. It's simulcast. That's right, Martellus. Happy holidays. For James, for Marty, I'm Ben Lyons. Peace and goodwill on earth.
Hey, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
What's up to everybody at NASA?
Where are you from, Elf?